Rodriguez has only had one extra base hit so far, but he lines this ball toward right center. Bellinger comes in, slides and knocks it down. 2-run score and a base hit for Julio Rodriguez.
Yep, and in case you guys just missed it, the Seattle Mariners won 4-2 against the Chicago Cubs, who came into this game being the top offense in this league, at least one of the top offenses. Great starting pitching by Bryce Miller, RBIs by Luis Urias, taking one for the team, a 2-run RBI single by Julio Rodriguez, and Ty France adding some insurance. Great pitching by Andres Munoz, little iffy pitching by Trent Thornton before Andres Munoz, and then Ryan Stanek with the save. Unfortunately, gave up the home run, but the Mariners did come away with it, and must I say, Bryce Miller did pitch a pretty good game, at least with 4 strikeouts and 3 walks. Take me your thoughts, Steve.
Well, this was exactly what you wanted to see. The Mariners getting on the board early. They did. Ty France, had a nice little 2-for-4 performance tonight. Julio Rodriguez, and I said it right before the game. It was either going to be him or Garver that was going to need to have a big game, if not both. Julio checks in. Well, 1 for 4 today, but he did check in with a 2 RBI single. Garver did get 2 walks tonight, so not a total waste of a game today. But for the most part, you have to be thrilled with the result today. Bryce Miller was probably the player of the game for the Mariners tonight. 6 1/3, 4 strikeouts. He did have 3 walks, but none of those walks came back to hurt him. He was the guy that had to set the tone. He sure did. Credit for the Mariners offense for taking advantage of Jordan Wicks today. And we said it before the broadcast though, that Wicks will be trying to do a few things. But the one thing I liked was the Mariners showed some patience. They had the bases loaded early, couldn't cash in, did it again. And this time they were able to do something with it and put 3 on the board and it stuck. So congratulations. This was a win that was kind of big considering that the Chicago Cubs are a very good team.
Yeah, definitely impressive because they are able to get around like the Cody Bellinger. He went 0 for 3. You got Morrill, who was 0 for 4. Dansby Swanson 0 for 4, and Ian Happ 0 for 3. So the Mariners pitching really did handle them very well, and hopefully they can keep this going with Emerson Hancock tomorrow. Not really sure if it will happen, but you just never know. Maybe a momentum. Maybe this could get a confidence thing going for this team. But man, great pitching effort by the Mariners as they did do very well, with the exception of like some issues like when we thought that on that inning, before the 7th inning stretch, we thought that was out, and we're thinking that maybe Service should have challenged it, and then you had a pitch where Ryan Stanek did let one get away, but luckily it wasn't too bad. Stanek did make it up by getting those outs as quickly as possible. And other encouraging thing I also saw was Polanco looked a lot more patient than what we were used to. So I did like that he just wasn't swinging at everything. But players to say that should deserve criticism is Cal Raleigh and still Julio Rodriguez for the own-headed swings and misses.
Yeah, listen, Cal did not have a good day. As a matter of fact, his first 2 at-bats against Jordan Wicks went down looking pretty bad on those changeups. But I will say that, you're absolutely right. Outside of the RBI single by Julio, he also struck out twice, and he also those 2 strikeouts were rather embarrassing. So, overall, I was very pleased with the Mariner offense today. It's a difference of a couple games, because a couple of games ago, the top 5 in the order, I think they were 0 for 14 in that second game of the Toronto series. That was definitely not going to cut it today. You have you get 6 hits from the top 5 guys in your order. So, granted, it's not great, but it's also not nothing. So that's exactly what you wanted to see. The top of the order, mixing it up, getting on base, and doing the things that they're going to have to do in order for this lineup to get going.
Yeah, and hopefully, if we really can, let's try Polanco at second and Julio at third. See what happens. But at least Ty France did pretty well as a 3-hitter today. Mitch Haniger at least started something to get that bases loaded walk in for Urias, and Urias actually did pretty well defensively. No one really talks about it, but some pretty
good defense today. Yeah, he made a nice grab in foul territory. He made a couple nice stops defensively at third base. Yes, very good point. Luis Urias actually played a good third base tonight.
Which is good to see, because I remember at the start of the season, everyone's like, is Urias and Rojas going to work? Is it going to work? Is it going to work? And aside from the Boston series, we haven't really seen much issues out of them as of now, at least. Yeah. I mean, they have been, I think, doing pretty well considering that Mariners don't have Suarez anymore.
Yeah.
And now
Well, I was going to say, it really is a true platoon, because you generally see Josh Rojas playing versus right-handed pitching, and of course, tonight and tomorrow, lefties on the hill. So yeah, you're going to see more. You're going to see more Dylan Moore and more Luis Urias. So, but overall, I thought Urias played pretty decently tonight.
I thought so too, and also contributed by getting an RBI.
Yep.
And as we look into tomorrow, hit by pitch. And as we look into tomorrow, we've got Emerson Hancock and the Japanese man's Sota Imanaga. Did I say that right? I don't know.
Imanaga, yeah, I think
Imanaga.
So. I'm sure there's like some pronunciation we're not getting right, but yeah. And he's been very good so far. Has yet to give up a run in 2 starts, and he is. This is going to be a challenge tomorrow, and it was nice to get the series started off in a
winning side.
On a winning side. Tomorrow is going to be a challenge, man, and it's going to be one of those games where the Mariners would be lucky if they're going to score 2 off of Imanaga. But then again, this is just like tonight, where it was where Bryce Miller had to set the tone. Tomorrow it's going to be Emerson Hancock, and he's got a lot to work through. To he needs to rebound.
He really does need to rebound, because he's working with a 11.42 ERA and nearly a 2 WHIP. 7 strikeouts, 2 walks, but 3 homers. Yep. And considering that Imanaga is going to be a lefty, you would think that you're probably are not going to see the left side of Cal Raleigh and Dominic Canzone due to the tendencies of Scott Service to do that matchup thing. So I expect to see Dylan Moore to get more action, Polanco on his right side. So another reason why, based on how he constructs the lineup, based on just matchups alone, this will be a challenge unless maybe take a risk and let Canzone see what he can do. Especially, I think on this one, I go off of talent on this one than matchups.
I would put your best lineup out there. That being said, I wouldn't even mind seeing Luke Raley get some at bats versus lefties tomorrow. I will. At-bats. Well, he desperately needs at bats. He's only got like 10 plate appearances.
Not even played enough.
Yeah, he's got that's what's head scratching, because I mean, what are you going to do with Raley? I mean, he's only got something like 10 plate appearances so far in the season, and it's it literally makes no sense to me. Why do you have him on the roster if you're going to keep him you're keep him sitting for 6 days a week? And it's not like you can't figure out a way to get him in the lineup, because you can. You can play him. You can play him in right field and move Haniger to the DH if you want to give him at bats. Same thing in left field with Dom Canzone. And it's not like you're really taking away at bats from anybody in left field, right field, or at DH, because you know what, those guys are still going to get their 5 starts per week. So you have to give Luke Raley some at bats just to see what you have.
Yeah, especially against a really good pitcher, and it's not like, considering what the matchup is and considering what the betting odds may be, which may not be in the favor of the Mariners, what do you got to lose? Just put in anything good.
Well, when you look at Raley's splits, he's hit lefties at every single level. So it's, there has to be, there has to be some plan with Rayleigh, because even doing what you're doing, you can't even count on him as being, you can't even count on him coming off the bench to being that home run guy off the bench, against righties, that are just coming at you with pure power. You can't expect anything out of him considering you're not really even using him. So something's got to give there. But I'm looking forward to tomorrow because I want to see the next progression against a good pitcher. You know what I mean? What I want to see is this offense do the exact same thing off a pitcher that I would probably assume everybody just assumes is going to dominate us. So that's what gets my blood pumping for tomorrow.
Yeah, let's really look forward to it. And like we agree, it's a good thing the Mariners got this win out of the way. Desperately needed it, and hopefully Scott Service can make the right decisions. I know it's going to be like Dylan Moore and like all the righties because of lefties, but
if Zebby Savala's in the lineup tomorrow, you know that the Mariners are punting that game.
Which I don't like that idea.
Yeah.
I really,
which
now,
is not,
it was like
well,
the last,
which is not smart considering the Mariners have not gotten off to a good start. The last thing you want to do is
punt games.
Is punt away a game. Yeah, for sure.
Well, let's not do that. But I think we covered as much as we could. And in summary, great pitching by Miller.
Yep.
Julio stepped up. Ty France stepped up. Urias took one for the team. Bullpen was a bit meh, but they put like Trent Thornton.
Yep.
But Munoz did good.
Trent Thornton. I'll say this: Trent Thornton had his moments. Munoz was very good, and I thought Stanek was good outside of the home run.
Thank you for watching this video. And if you want to get caught up on the Mariners for this season, here are the videos on the last series against the Toronto Blue Jays. And thank you for watching.